Hey guys, I had a real problem figuring out what should have been a real simple task. How to get this old wheel off without breaking anything. Michael at Snake Mountain Boat Works was kind enough to get me on track with some great guidance. It looks like an old automobile steering wheel, but if you try to pry off that center rim, you're going to have a problem. That's your throttle lever, and it's attached to a shaft that runs all the way down through the steering column. To remove this, you will have to take the hardware off the bottom. This actually extends to the steering box and through to the other side. The old frayed horn wire extends out of the end of the shaft, which will need to be separated or cut. And then, before you can remove the shaft, you're going to have to deal with two more obstacles. The first one is the throttle bell crank, and then the aligning clamp. After disassembly and removing a little bit of corrosion, the shaft should pull out easily.
Cool.
The next puzzle is the horn rim. It's just wedged in there. I recommend using extra care at this stage because the plastic and the rubber in there is really old. If you're lucky, everything will be intact, except for perhaps those rubber pieces that hold the horn rim in. Remove the 1-inch retaining nut, then remove the 1032 Phillips head machine screws that hold the bracket in. You will be using those same holes for the wheel puller. Be real careful with your wheel puller. Those threads are very weak. They're small and they're anchored in pot metal. I was able to pull it off successfully by lubricating it well and using a slide hammer approach while applying gentle pressure with the wheel puller. Okay, that's done. I thought the wheel would be the hardest part, but as it turns out, removing the gearbox entirely, as you will see, was a stubborn mess. The gearbox itself functions very well, but 70-some years of rust and corrosion have taken their toll on the connectors and linkage. You can see here that one of the mounting studs is sheared completely off. The slide coupling on the steering rod is rusted solid. This thing's not going to budge. Unless you separate that linkage or somehow get the pitman arm loose, the steering box is stubbornly in place. No, it's not happening. I'm going to spare you the rest of the gory details and move right to major surgery. Once it's sliced open, you can see what's inside. The rusted end plug is actually threaded in place and held there with a cotter pin. The pitman arm has a ball on the end. It's captured in place by a concave spacer and a heavy-duty spring.
So I couldn't get this off.
I hate to destroy stuff, but with all that rust, there was no avoiding it. Once the steering rod link was separated, I was able to pull the steering column out of the dash and lift the gearbox free. You might ask the question, why remove the steering box at all? I've been told it's a good idea because when you flip the boat over, the oil can leak out of the box and wreck some of your woodwork. Well, that's about all I can contribute for now. I'm no expert, but I'm happy to share what I've learned. I'll be adding additional videos when they become available.